are watching the Platinum Latin Mari G Show. Follow me as I am going to do an exclusive interview, guys, with the new upcoming artist, Mrs. Madison Pulido.
¿Por qué será que siempre estoy pensando en ti? ¿Por qué será que siempre necesito tu amor?
Also, artist and songwriter, Mr. Lorenzo Lopez, at the only hot spot in San Antonio where you can get great, authentic Mexican food, right there at Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant, located on the south side of San Antonio off of Marbach Road. So here we go, guys. Let's go. Boom.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Isaiah Ramírez, vocalista del grupo Macizo, y quiero mandar un saludo a Mari G, de aquí de Houston, Texas.
Action! This is Platinum Latin Mari G here in San Antonio, Texas at the famous Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant. Lovely place to be at with all the artists. They have quite a few pictures of everybody, and today we have two special guests here today. Mr. Lorenzo, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you as well. I love having you here. Tell us a little bit more about your history and your background.
Well, I've been in music before I was born. On my mother's side of the family, all her brothers, she had 12 brothers, and she was the only sister, and they used to get her to go up and sing. Right. So she would sing, and they would all play acoustic music. So I've been with music all my life, and then I worked with the group Mas for 20 years. Started off as a roadie, and then I became the road manager, and I would help my brother write songs, and same with Jimmy. Jimmy would help me. He would arrange my songs. I did a couple of songs for them as well. Or should I say they did a couple of songs for me. After 20 years, you know, we went our separate ways, and now I decided to keep writing songs, and thank Madison Pulido. She's doing one of my songs, and hopefully everybody will like them.
That's great. So let me ask you a question. What is the difference between the legendary music of yesterday and the new upcoming artist today?
To me, it's the same thing. The Tejano music is the same. It hasn't changed. Of course, the young generation puts in their own style and their works. To me, it's still the same Tejano, and I love Tejano, and hopefully it'll grow.
Let me ask you another question before we go to Madison. What drew you to Madison Pulido?
Well, her charm and her talent, and the way she doesn't stop. She's on her way up to the top, and we'll say a few words. She's the greatest. To me, she has a beautiful voice, and I can't wait to be there when she gets that award.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that's Lorenzo, guys. Here we go. Now we're going to talk to the famous Madison Pulido. Here we go.
Hi,
how are you today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's been a pretty busy week. As you can tell, everybody's been going and going, but I'm glad that you're here today to be able to conduct this interview here with Platinum Latin Mari G Show. And we're going to go to first things first. And I want to know a very simple question, because I know you're young. So let me ask you, what made you think that how did you find yourself to be this born star here?
Ever since I was little, I've always just had a passion for music. Riding in the car, being at home, just being with family events. You know, they've always had Tejano music playing, and it's just always been in my roots. I've always wanted to carry a tune or listen to music, scream it in the car. It's just always been in my soul.
Oh, that's great. So let me ask you another question. I know you're the first year of establishment of the new upcoming artist. The trials and tribulations are real. So can you give me a little bit more insight of what you've gone through to become the artist you are today?
Well, you know, we always have these trials and errors, and there's some ups and downs, but there are definitely things that we can work through and get through, and we can move on and get to getting the production done.
Exactly. Okay, tell us first thing about what are your summer inspirations or the people that you look up to in this industry?
Well, I've always been a big fan of Grupo Mas. Ever since I was younger, like my grandparents, they have always put Grupo Mas on in the car. It's been something that we always listen to, and of course Jennifer Peña, Selena, of course, just all these legendary icons, Laura Canales, they're some big inspirations to me to be able to look back on and see, to be able to grow as an artist.
And another question, do you have a lot of support from your hometown where you're from?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of family and friends and people in the community who know and support me in my music career.
Awesome. So I don't want to give out too much information, but where exactly are you located at?
I'm located in Freeport, born in Lake Jackson, Texas, raised in Freeport.
You look very young. How old are you, Mrs. Madison?
I am 21 years old.
You look very, very much 16 years old. Awesome, awesome. So I was going to ask you another question. Your song, Que Sera, tell me more about that song and how you come up with this song and who actually helped you write and produce this song.
Well, Por Que Sera was written and produced by Lorenzo Lopez and arranged by Brando Mireles. And I'm very blessed to be able to work with them. They have been a tremendous team, and they have had my back since the very beginning. So that Por Que Sera happened because we all were together as a team.
Wow. Okay, let me ask another question. Who is your big supporter in this with you as well, behind you as you're going through all this?
My family, my friends, even my supporters out there, but really my family and my friends have been the rock of all of this, and my team, my production team, and everybody has been standing by my side, whether through the bad and the good. Everyone sticks it out, and that's just what I love.
That's great. So it looks like you guys are going to really rock it this year between Lorenzo and Mrs. Madison here too as well. Thank you guys. I said, what are your plans for the future for both of you guys?
Well, we have some more music coming. Lorenzo's having some more songs written for me, and we plan on having a full album. We have some music videos coming out very soon, and we'll be having a lot more gigs and events around local and out of town as well.
That's going to be great. Okay, it says, do you have any advice for any of the new upcoming artists that they can take? So, as I know, because it's hard for anybody in this industry, especially musicians. What would you give advice to any of the new upcoming artists?
Just to never give up and just keep going, no matter if they'd say it can't happen, or if you want it to happen, you'll make it happen. So just always push through and pursue your dreams.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Mr. Lorenzo, let me ask you a question. What are your plans for Madison's new music coming up?
Well, right now we're working, like she said, on the album. I'm getting some songs ready for them to see which ones they like best, and see which ones we're gonna choose, of course, and then we're gonna get them. We're gonna have country, English, mariachi, and Tejano, of course.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
of course, Tejano has a little bit of country and mariachi
Right.
in
Everything.
them. So that's what it's going to be, a little bit of everything, even an English song as well.
Miss Madison, so where can we find your music and all your social media platforms?
You can find me on all my social medias at Madison Pulido, and we also have a website, Madison Pulido, latinamusic.com. It has my biography, my merchandise, where you can purchase my music, so check it out.
Wow, okay. Awesome. Well, that's a wrap then.
Hey!